We forgot to hire an announcer. I knew we forgot something. How's everybody doing tonight, huh? You okay? Well, good evening, Raghav. Welcome, everybody, to episode 7 of Pitt Tonight. Yeah, this is our 7th show, and like the 7th Harry Potter book, our main character might die.
Oh, no.
We've got a great show for you guys this evening, but before we start, if you don't mind, I'd just like to take a look at the news. Scientists, you hear about this? Scientists are now warning that the 5-second rule for food on the ground is unsanitary, and that bacteria can spread to your food in less than 1 second. Yeah, because if there's a group of people that appreciate scientific opinion, it's people who eat food off the ground. This is interesting. Dry ice is being utilized by 3 major U.S. cities to suffocate rats in their burrows. Yeah, this is much more efficient than the original strategy of suffocating the rats with tiny pillows.
Aw.
This is interesting stuff, you guys. After President Obama expanded a national park in Hawaii, scientists there named a newly discovered fish after him. Yeah, but despite many furious emails, it will not be named the Barracuda.
Dude, Barack Lobster. Barack Hussein Piranha.
Nope. It's not happening, Raghav.
Commander-in-Chief.
Nope. We're done there. The World Health Organization is changing its policy regarding gonorrhea, as the disease may become incurable by the year 2021. Good. I'm tired of people having sex not getting properly punished. It's about time. No, the new strain is called super gonorrhea, which I always just assumed was what you get when you bang Stan Lee in a porta potty.
Oh, Comic-Con.
This is fun. A new study says that sitting for more than 3 hours per day is responsible for 4% of all deaths worldwide. Well, of course, right? Because when you're sitting, it's easier for the mafia to get you. Amazon has patented a shoulder mount drone that in the future could be used to assist police. Ah, yes, a classic case of good cop, good drone, bad drone operator, good drone cop, RoboCop, and back to good cop again routine.
Finally put a stop to all this Amazon crime.
It's been a good run, Raghav. It's been fun.
See ya.
This is interesting. A 20-year-old woman from Washington State is selling her virginity to the highest bidder, with the top offer currently sitting at $400,000. Now, a story as depraved and immoral as this begs the question, who outbid me by 37 grand? It's a damn shame. It's a shame. A recent study reports that riding roller coasters helps patients pass kidney stones. One man reported that it was the most enjoyable way he'd ever had a rock shoot out of his urethra. Note, one of the most enjoyable ways. Ouch. Finally, in light of new discoveries, the FBI has closed their probe of Hillary Clinton's emails. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has reopened his probe into who ate the last pizza Lunchable. We've got one hell of a show for you guys tonight. Give it up for the Allies of the Boulevard!
Check out the Mardi Gras Ball, which will be on Friday, December 9th. It's free for all Pitt students, and you'll find raffle prizes, live entertainment, and, oh yeah, dinner. RSVP on the Student Alumni Association website and follow for more info at Pitt_SAA.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pitt Tonight! How are we doing this evening? Let me tell you, first off, my grandmother is here, all the way from Florida. Give it up for Myrna Irwin. man, allies, how are you? You doing all right? Are you talking about me behind my back? Thank you so much for that. You know, the election, it has taken quite a toll on us, whether it's unfriending your uncles on Facebook or dodging voter registration clipboards on the street. We've just had to adjust the way we live, but it's almost over. And we're excited to return to normality. So here at Pitt Tonight, we're going to take a look at that in a segment we are calling Stop and Get Back To. So these are things that you can stop doing and now things you can get back to doing after Tuesday. Stop ruining dinner parties with your opinions and get back to ruining dinner parties with your reckless use of alcohol. Time to go back, folks. It's time we can stop tweeting at politicians about their policies and get back to tweeting longingly at birds you see. It's time. It's just time. It's almost time. Things we can stop and get back to. We can stop hiding your political views and get back to hiding broken glass in nurseries. It's about time. Stop sending mean messages to people online and get back to sending Flat Stanley. It's almost Tuesday, everyone. Stop imitating Hillary Clinton and get back to imitating the Cookie Monster. Okay. Stop going door-to-door canvassing and get back to door-to-door because of Megan's Law. We're going door-to-door. I don't know what just door-to-door is. Stop wearing Feel the Burn shirts and get back to wearing shirts depicting people going into cardiac arrest. Oh yeah, read that joke, Jesse. It'll be really funny. Guys, are you sure? No, it'll be great. Yeah, no. Everyone's gonna love it. Sprinting. You can finally stop sprinting past people with clipboards and get back to sprinting to feel like that famous racehorse Secretariat. Stop collecting cool election pins and get back to collecting newspaper clippings of missing children. No, Jesse, it'll be good. Yeah. Stop feeding the beast that is the two-party system and get back to feeding the beast that is your mom. Oh! We've got one heck of a show for you. Our first guest tonight is Dan Gilman. We'll be right back after this. So afraid of this, guys. Gotcha. Our first guest tonight is your favorite councilman for Oakland. Give him some love or he will take your rights away. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Gilman.
I feel like that was music played at my bar mitzvah. That was awesome.
The allies do bar mitzvahs, so if you're...
I will pass the word.
Yeah,
Tweet that.
please do. Our desk...
My staff's out there. Tweet that.
Our desk is kind of falling apart, so just be careful
it
when you
looks good.
sit. Yeah, no, I didn't know that the Tonight Show replaces the desk every 7 episodes. So apparently we've got to get used to that. But
Yeah, no, actually here I can see that. That's not going to work long.
no, yeah, that's not gonna. How are you doing?
I'm good, but I got to say next time I want to be first because I haven't even said anything and I'm the second funniest redheaded bearded guy that can possibly be on the show. Your opener, fantastic.
Yeah,
He was excellent.
Phil's great. Give it up. Let's hear it for Phil. Phil is
Absolutely.
Yeah, we keep hiring
Just
more
water,
and more. Yeah, that's just water. Yeah, we keep hiring more and more redheads. So if you're interested,
It's a smart move.
Yeah, it is.
Last week was National Redhead Day, so
I knew that actually.
give Phil a
and-
raise from
half of
0
our-
to
yeah, we
something.
could. Half of our staff was celebrating. To be quite honest, we have so many people. Before we get into conversation about you, I just need to thank you because when I got into the hospital, I got out and I transferred to Pitt. I was looking for opportunities and I was able to work on your campaign. I did not do anything beneficial to your victory, but let me just thank you for allowing me to just take part in that. 'Cause that meant a
Like
lot.
he's lying. I wouldn't be here without him. I've known Jesse for. Okay, now I'm lying.
Now you're
But
lying on-
He was still really important. I've known Jesse a lot. I mean, we've known each other for over a decade. You mentioned, family in the audience. I saw your dad walking in. I'm doing his show in a couple weeks, so
Yeah.
trying to decide which Erwin I love more. But no, it was so excited when you actually moved back and wanted to get involved. I remember talking about, this concept way before it was reality. It's just amazing to see what you've done.
Thanks. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad we got you on here. What has your life been like over the last? You were elected 3 years ago, thanks to or not thanks to my help. You're now in local politics. I mean, you were working, behind the scenes, but now you're a face. Is it what you expected? Is what I'm getting.
It's different than what I expected. I mean, I worked for Peduto for 10 years, so I had some idea of how City Hall worked, and I represent the district I basically grew up in, the district I went to college in, the district I lived in through my 20s, so it's not an unknown area. Nothing prepares you for being an elected official, though. It is an incredible opportunity. It is the greatest job I could imagine, but nothing prepares you for it. The 24/7 nature, the constant interaction with the electorate that chooses whether or not you have a job in the future. Being a staffer is a great training ground, but it doesn't prepare you.
Do you find that it's been easier to get things done than you expected, or more difficult? I mean, you knew because you were chief of staff, but
remember, it's so different because in my 10 years working for Bill Peduto, he basically didn't get along with the mayor for that entire time. And in my humble opinion, for a number of those years, we didn't have a very active mayor.
Right.
So getting to be a councilman with a mayor who is literally my best friend and who is there working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is a completely
different
reality.
dynamic. Yeah.
So I don't know how easy it would have been able to get things done if I had the relationship he had with previous mayors. With this mayor, I get a ton done. It's great.
He was on our show.
I know, I watched.
Did he tell you anything about? Did he have fun?
He had a blast.
He left as soon as he got off stage. He was like, "I'm going to watch the hockey game," and he.
Well,
just
I'm going to do the same thing. So that's just the way we do things.
Oh,
But
that's the
normal.
yeah.
No, he had a blast. He absolutely loved it.
That's awesome. So you're working on
This is the best late night talk show hosted in Pittsburgh, hands down.
Wow, that's a huge compliment. Thank you.
No one tell Night Talk I said that.
I won't tell
I want
Night
to be
Talk.
invited back there too.
I won't tell my dad about his show on PC. Steve Irwin's Political Jungle. Check it out. As far as you now have a son.
I do.
Sam.
Almost 9 months, yeah.
9 months. What was Sam for Halloween?
A turtle.
How did you feel? Was that your decision? Or is that Sam's decision?
You'll learn a lot of things. That was my wife's decision.
Okay.
First rule of thumb. He was a prop. He hated every second of it. He looked incredibly cute. Because a little baby's cute in anything. But then he just started crawling, so he's got the little turtle shell as he's crawling away from you. Adorable.
That's adorable.
Probably going to go on my campaign lit.
Yeah, I was going to say, so now you have
Who
a
can
child.
vote no to that?
You can't really.
Do you hate babies? What's wrong?
Do you hate that's your platform is just pro-baby.
I'm pro-baby, pro-apple pie, pro-America. It's a pretty easy platform.
All for that. You're working on a lot, you've worked on a lot of initiatives, but one you're working on right now is with PWSA.
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little?
Yeah, so the thing about local government is it's usually a lot of things that sound really wonkish and kind of boring to the general public, but it's the stuff that's most important to what you experience every day. Way more than governor or Congress or even the president, probably has more direct impact on you every day, whether it's public safety in Oakland or bike lanes, traffic safety, zoning, whatever it is. So water does not sound that interesting, but when you find out that, there's lead in our water that could literally kill you, that, we can't bill, all of these things, taxes go up, it is really important. And so one of the things I like to do is, kind of what I call Moneyball for government. Well, I shouldn't say I call it. A lot of people call it, but I'm a strong advocate for Moneyball for government. It's based off the concept from baseball.
Right.
That data can tell you things much more than Jimmy, who's worked there for 65 years and just knows how to do it.
But Jimmy knows, right? Like Jimmy,
It's not that Jimmy doesn't know, but maybe it can be done a little bit better than the way Jimmy's been doing it.
Is it difficult to convince Jimmy?
Incredibly difficult. Okay. Very difficult. I mean, it really, it's Moneyball. It's the same thing. Moneyball was like, no computer's going to tell me who can hit a curveball.
Right.
It's like, actually, a computer will tell you who can hit a curveball.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's, no one's going to tell me what street needs to be paved. And it's like, actually, we have cameras that go on the bottom of our trucks that, map cracking patterns and can tell you exactly what streets should be paved. And so with PWSA, the big thing I'm working on is right now, let's say you've got a leak at your house. You get a bill every month. You don't know until you get the bill at the end of the month. And you might owe $700, $800, $1,200 instead of your usual $75.
Right.
Why not have a trigger alert that the minute your bill goes over $75, your monthly average, you get a text alert? So
because kids in college would be getting hundreds of texts, right?
Well, then, you can say, no, I don't have a leak. I just shower a lot. I mean, you can come up with your own reasoning there. But
That's
you can
cool,
do
though.
those things over and over, working on one so that you get a text reminder street cleaning day. No more tickets for street cleaning. I mean, come on, that's got to be...
I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
Right, low-hanging fruit.
That is very low-hanging fruit. Wow, and so you've been in office for 3 years. Yeah. You've been in local politics for 13 years.
Yeah.
And now we're about to lose in January. I mean, I've been alive for 3 presidents, but from what I understand...
One of those was some low-hanging fruit to cross that barrier, but yeah.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, with President Obama leaving, what kind of an impact have you seen him make on local politics and his legacy? Because he's remarkable. I was listening to this podcast, and they're talking about how his temperament is unlike a lot of presidents, and his composure and his ability to relate to anyone. And I feel like that's got to have effects on local government.
So first of all, I think you'll never see a president quite like him again. And each president has had their own strengths and weaknesses. He has transformed what it means to be president. He to me really has been the people's president. There's no one I've ever heard speak who makes my hair on the back of my neck stand up with inspiration the way he did, particularly during the campaigns.
Yeah.
We were talking about the speech at Grant Park in Chicago or the speech at the convention in 2004. It's a different level. I'm a big Hillary Clinton supporter. I'm very excited to see her win, hopefully on Tuesday. It's not the same. It's just not the same. And same with Bernie Sanders. I think Senator Sanders did a lot of great things that added to a dialogue, but I didn't get that feeling. And I think his legacy will go down as, number one of the greatest speakers in American history.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the guy that changed what it means. I mean, you're talking about someone who goes on, what's the Jerry Seinfeld in a coffee? What's the name?
Comedians in Cars.
Comedians in Cars.
Yeah.
Like, he did that.
Right.
That is, transformative. He did red mean tweets, which was outstanding, by the way.
He took Clinton performing on Arsenio Hall and just blew it out of the
And that
water.
was groundbreaking. I mean,
right.
Remember, and this is obviously most people here weren't alive, when MTV asked Bill Clinton whether or not he had smoked weed, and he said, yes, but I didn't inhale. It was like groundbreaking moment that a president would, number 1, admit that they had tried marijuana.
Right.
And number 2, he had to lie and say you didn't inhale. It's not true.
Yeah. Now Obama just kicks his feet up and says,
there's no shame. Like, he's just opened the book on what it means to be president, and I think that'll be and I think there are policy legacies, that will last for generations. But most importantly, it's just who he is as a man. And I'll tell you, I was at Pitt and CMU for the Frontiers Conference.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
One of the smartest human beings you could ever hear talk. He talked without notes in such an incredible level of detail. And I feel like you could have taken him to the next room, changed subjects, and he would have been just as good.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
It is remarkable. And so now we have to pick someone new. And I guess we could talk about the Republican candidate, but I feel like Hillary is bringing something. Louis C.K. was mentioning how we've never had a mother in office. And I think that was a really interesting point. What do you think Hillary's bringing to this election that Obama, could bring to office that Obama has not?
So first of all, I think we still downplay the fact that on Tuesday we might elect the first female president in American history. That's now just like been accepted that might have. That is a massive, massive moment.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people, when you were in elementary school, they had that like ruler that went around the top of the room that had all the presidents on it.
I had the ruler. Like,
yeah,
the whole
everyone
thing.
had
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Whoever made it, billionaire, genius.
Billionaire, yeah.
It was white dude, white dude, white dude, white dude, white dude. That's all we saw.
Right.
Like when my son goes to school, it may very well be like black man, white female, white female. I mean, transformative to what you think. When you tell people that everyone's created equal in this country and everyone has an equal opportunity at birth, we had 200 plus years of history that said that wasn't true.
Yeah.
And so I think we've forgotten that a little bit. We're so caught up in emails and this and that. We've forgotten how amazing it is. There's going to be someone named Madam President and a first gentleman.
Is that how it worked? Madam President and First Gentleman? Bill is going to soak that up. He's going to...
He's not giving up the title President Clinton.
Oh, yeah,
he will still be President Clinton. But yeah, I mean, so that is going to be amazing. But I was at the Democratic National Convention, watched her give her speech, and then I had the chance to spend about 5 minutes with her 2 days later when she came to the convention center.
Yeah.
And, I was there, and I was away from my son for the first time on a business trip. Huh. And Chelsea Clinton introduced her. And she talked about how her mom used to write her notes for days that she would be gone on the road when, she was an attorney. And I was saying a thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I got emotional. And I didn't expect it. Like, I was thinking about being away from my son for the first time and what it meant. And so to the point of a mother in office, parenthood changes you. I can't tell you anything about it, just changes you. And everyone will tell you that. And even still, being a father and being a mother is not the same thing. And I think having someone who has that experience, who's been a working mom, not to mention all her levels of government, will be an approach and a sense of decency we haven't seen in that office.
Yeah, it should be incredible. I'm crossing our fingers for Tuesday. I mean, to be honest, even after Tuesday, I will never have voted for a white male for president. And hopefully I can keep that streak going. I mean, I don't know.
You told me you voted Romney twice. So.
Anyways, we have a great game to play with you if you're down for it.
I'm ready.
All right, we will be right back after this break. Honestly, welcome back to Pitt Tonight. First, before we get into this game with Councilman Gilman, I would just like to introduce our head writer, Ossia Dwyer. Ossia, do you know Dan?
We were in the same area backstage, but I was like very starstruck, so I did not talk to him.
Ossia, Dan.
She was nervous for the monologue. Didn't want anything to go bad.
I know, yeah. Worked out nicely, I think. Good, nice job.
There's a little bit of a weird underlying repetitive jokes about childhood sex, which is a little strange, not gonna lie, like a lot of Megan's list.
So anyways, we're gonna get back to this. We here at Pitt Tonight are very excited to vote on Tuesday, but sometimes college can get the best of us. So if it's okay with you, we're gonna play a game called Vote or Vomit.
All right.
And basically I'm going to name a location in Oakland, and you're gonna have to decide whether it's an official polling place or a place where OSHA has thrown up.
Excellent.
So wait, I'll say it, and then...
For all my future political opponents watching, you're welcome.
Humanizing the candidate.
That's right.
All right, so I'll name the place, and then he can guess, and then you can clarify?
Yes, I'll add any clarifications needed.
to vote or vomit. All right, Dan, St. Regis Church Hall.
I'm praying the answer is vote.
It's vote.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. In the back of the Port Authority 28X bus.
If I get it right, does she still give the background?
Yes.
All right, so I want to hear the vomit story on this one.
Well, if anyone has ridden the 28X, it is very windy. And if anyone has drinking only tequila for 8 hours, you will get sick.
The 28X, that goes on the West Busway, right?
Yeah.
Is that windy? You were just really drunk,
It goes,
right?
Yes. But it's also a little windy.
Pretty sure it's a dead straightaway.
I'm pretty sure it's just
dead straight away.
It's like a, yeah.
In her mind, it was very windy.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
In airplanes, just straightforward. All right, third question. So you're 2 for 2 right now. Not bad. The first floor of the William Pitt Union.
I'm going vomit.
It's both.
Both.
So you can go vote on the first floor of the William Pitt Union on Tuesday and then watch OSHA.
I'm like the after show.
Yeah.
It's open late. I'll be in the bathroom.
Present your stub. Yeah. All right. A window.
I'm pretty sure technically that might be also both.
I guess technically, but it was vomit.
We
We
had
had
vomit.
vomit.
Right.
No. Any particular window or many windows?
Many windows.
Many windows.
You're up high, you get dizzy, just right out.
Window of the 28X. We actually already knew this.
Window. Yeah. Did you throw up out the window? No, it was just on.
No,
the
you
bar.
can't open the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep those.
Tried hard.
Right on those beautiful textile seats.
Yeah.
McKee Place Fire Station.
Going vomit.
No, that's vote.
That's vote.
Something to aim for this year.
Yeah. The Chemical Engineering Lab in the Benedum basement.
Pretty sure there's a good story behind this vomit.
This is a place I like to vomit a lot.
You're a frequent puker.
I'm an engineer, and there's not a lot of other ladies engineering, so it's very quiet. If any guys want the location, let me know.
Pretty sure we got that, right? It's the Chemical
Well, but
Engineering
there's
Lab.
like a room number, and sometimes I lock it.
Same spot every time.
Yes, it's very nice.
That's very generous of you not to spread the wealth.
Yes. I'm courteous.
Generous is the
Very
word,
good,
right? First Unitarian Church of Pittsburgh.
We're gonna stick with the church theme, and I'm staying with vote. I've got some faith here.
It's vote.
It's vote,
All right,
yeah,
good.
it's vote. Someone can, yeah.
Maybe that's their polling place.
And they can still go and feel comfortable about it.
Soldiers and sailors.
I'm putting my money on both on this one.
It's vote.
Oh, you disappoint.
It's too far away from my house.
Oh, okay. Tried,
That's
just
what
didn't
it is.
get there.
Yes.
York Way near that graffiti memorial of a motorcycle snake.
I don't know where York Way is. I'm feeling.
It's
Right in
behind
between Myron and Atwood.
near historic Jean's place.
Which I think relates to the answer of vomit in this story.
It's vomit.
It's vomit, yeah.
After Jean's place?
After multiple places.
Multiple places.
And the last one, into a suitcase.
On the 28X on York Way.
Out the window.
Out the window. Met multiple times. Vomit.
Vomit?
It's both.
It's both! Yeah! Dan, thank you for coming.
Oh, thank
really
you. This was
appreciate
awesome.
it.
Anytime.
We will be right
guys.
back after this with much more. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, here. Yeah. Let me know. You can head out. Don't worry. Yeah, and, awesome. Yeah, I'll talk to you this week. Thanks. Our next guests are students working on some of the coolest research being done right here at Pitt. Most recently, it's been used to shake the hand of President Obama at Alumni Hall. So please welcome the Neurorobotics research team. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well, thanks.
You're doing all right?
Yeah.
So what is on this table? Because, I mean, it's a lot that I just don't understand.
So what we work with is we have electrodes implanted into the brain of somebody who is paralyzed through spinal cord injury. And even though they can no longer control their own hand, we can, in fact, look at the signals that their brain makes when they think about controlling their hand and use it to instead control a robotic hand. Obviously, that person is not here today, so we've set up just a little demo, a very scaled-down version of what we do with them. So we'll show you that.
Yeah, let's check this out. So the person you're referring to is Nathan,
That's right, Nathan Copeland from Dunbar, Pennsylvania.
And he drives, every day he drives in 2 hours? Or not every day, but it's twice a week?
For testing, he comes in about 3 days a week usually, and it's an hour and 15 minutes each way. So Fortunately, there are not a lot of people that are paralyzed to the point that they would need this, so looking for somebody that would be willing to go through the brain surgery for us and participate coming in 3 days a week to the lab is fairly difficult. So he was the nearest person that was willing to do this for us, and he does make quite the drive in every day.
Yeah, I mean,
3 days a week for
that's
4 hours
a lot.
per session. So it's not just he's coming in and we're like checking things out. It's
totally.
he's coming in and he's not ever complaining about his drive or how boring some of our tasks might be.
Wow. Wait, before we get into this demonstration, can you just say your name, where you're from, what you're doing, and how you got involved with this?
Yeah, so I'm John Downey. I'm originally from North Carolina. I am a 6th-year PhD student here. I've been working on this the entire time, and I got into it because I have wanted to work since actually high school, when I first learned that you have electrical signals in the brain that process all your thoughts, and computers run on electricity. It seemed like we should be able to make them talk, and it's not quite that easy, but we're getting there. So.
Wow.
I'm Charlene Flesher. I'm also a 6th-year graduate student in bioengineering. I'm originally from New Mexico, and while John might have known what he wanted to do forever, I went the opposite direction. I was a computer engineer, and I thought computers are complicated. We can make them simple with ones and zeros. Brains
Absolutely.
are complicated. Let's make them simple and control them or use them for rehab.
So you've both been working on this for 5 years? Okay, and you've been on this for 3 years.
3
you mentioned,
years,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so- yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Jeff Weiss. I'm a 2nd-year master's student, but I've been in the lab longer than that, so it's about 3, almost 4 years I've been on the project. I'm originally from Warwick, Rhode Island, but I came here for my undergrad. I learned about this work during my undergrad, and really kind of inspired by a lot of people show the video from Star Wars where Luke Skywalker loses his hand, and he gets that prosthetic hand. It's really cool in the movie. It works just like a real hand. You can feel, and that's kind of what we're striving for, to be able
Yeah.
to replace function like that.
All right, let's dive into this. So we've got. Go ahead. Honestly, I couldn't even name. This is a computer. That's what I know.
So John told you about the controls that we put electrodes in to control robotic limbs.
Okay.
But what he didn't mention was that with our current subject, we're also trying to provide feedback, because what's moving your arm if you can't interact with objects, and you can't really interact with objects if you can't feel what they are. So the brightest thing on the table is the sensory feedback mock-up. So he has much smaller than this arrays in his brain that are also complementing the control signals that we use to control the robot. These are sending information back into the brain to tell him which fingers are touching what and how intensely.
So now I'm just gonna clarify things as we go. So he has these into his brain, so it allows him to understand what he's feeling from just based off which finger. So how do you know what part of the brain to connect to? I feel like it's just plug in and then get out.
Yeah. So when we place these, they're very small. Like if you grabbed a penny, the arrays would fit inside the brain of, who's on the penny?
Abraham Lincoln, I believe.
Abraham. Yeah.
They fit in Abe Lincoln's brain. And so we did some MEG imaging, and even though he's been paralyzed for 10 years, areas of the brain that are usually responsive to your fingertips being touched by a Q-tip, which is our example that we use, still light up all these, years past. And then we have
Wow.
really teeny tiny arrays. They're
4 millimeters by 4 millimeters.
I don't know how to
And
strike
they have
out.
100 electrodes in that. So you can imagine the size of these very small electrodes that go down into his brain.
Yeah, so we're throwing those into an area that's inches large and hoping for the best.
So,
And we got pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very small area, so that's pretty incredible you're able to do that. All right, so what can we do here? What kind of feedback are you getting on here?
So what we would do, go ahead and put that in, is we would have him grab something, and if you put it near the index finger when he goes to close the hand, you see that you get torque on, say, on the first finger there. And so when the index finger is touched, we would then send the signal to the arrays to put electricity through those 3 electrodes. So we would send 3 little pulses of electricity into his brain, and he would look at us and say, okay, my index finger has just been touched, while his actual index finger is sitting in his lap, and in fact the robotic limb is what's had it. So
Wow.
if instead we open this up and move it down to, say, the pinky, like that, maybe sort of, my assistant is less coordinated than our subject is.
That's pretty neat. And, I mean, what is on the end of these that allows him to be able to feel what's...
So actually what is useful for us is that with a robotic hand, unlike with a human hand, where our muscles are up here and that provides all the force, each finger has its own motor. And those motors provide feedback as to how much torque is being generated on the finger. So the harder you push, the more the motor has to work. And so we actually use that information for how hard a finger is pushing against something to then in turn drive the sensation into his brain.
Wow.
That worked out pretty well because we were expecting to get sensations in the fingertip areas.
Right.
And instead, when he started telling us, what does this feel like? And he would say, it feels like pressure right here.
Yeah.
And it was like right in the crease, which wasn't exactly what we expected, but that's the motor that we're using to drive the signal, so it worked out for the best.
Did you notice when, and I don't know if you were the ones doing, finding the spots on the brain, but like, is it as, sort of symmetric? Is it as you would think, or is it like pinky, thumb,
So it goes,
does that make any sense?
you just described somatotopy, so now you have a fun word to put with that, but basically...
Somatotopy?
Yeah.
That's okay.
So there's a bunch of maps in your brain of your body, and so the one John uses is the motor map, and I use the sensory map, put keywords on them. But basically, the pinky finger is closer to the middle of your head, and as you go this way across your hand, you get further down towards your ear.
Wow.
So if we had overshot, we'd get towards his face, which would be pretty uncomfortable. And if we had overshot the other direction, we would have gotten his wrist.
Oh, wow.
So,
Is that true on everyone, or is it?
yeah, these things were done in monkeys to start.
Oh, okay.
I also started my work with monkeys, so I would map out their little monkey fingers to this kind of stuff.
That's great.
It was much less fun.
Yeah.
And so then in the, with our human participant, it was much bigger brains to work with, so you have a better chance of success. And then since it's all laid out nicely, there was a chance that didn't actually hold true since he'd been paralyzed for 10 years, but it was
Right.
maintained even though he's been injured for so long.
Wow. And where is this headed? I mean, where in 5 years, if you have a hand now, I mean, what's the next step? Is it a foot, or is it?
So I would say we concentrate specifically on the hand and arm control. There are other people working with legs and, in fact, arms for amputees, as well as mobility for paralyzed people. So typically the leg is controlled with amputees by whatever remaining muscles are in the leg, so you can record off of the muscles, and as they, if you go to step, you have a preserved pattern of muscle activation. So even though they say no longer have a calf or an ankle, you could replace that and, based on the movement of the thigh, have a stereotype movement of the calf and ankle that would allow them to walk.
Wow.
However, with arms, we are looking at, we need to make this wireless. So currently, those little electrodes that we talked about come up through, they are wired straight through his scalp. So he has posts coming out of the top of his head so that we can attach cables. That needs to become wireless so that because that's an infection risk and just difficult to connect cables every day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a next step that we're looking at.
Yeah. And this is all being done right here in Oakland, right?
Yeah, so all of our research is done here in Oakland in collaboration with the people that make the arm are out of Baltimore, the people that make the arrays that we put in the brain are out of Salt Lake City. So it's collaboration, but all of the actual day-to-day research with the subjects is done in Oakland.
Wow. Is there anything else you guys want to say about that? I mean, it's just incredible technology. To be able to help someone like Nathan, it's pretty neat to see that it's effective. I mean, we saw it with President Obama, but I'm sure these tests are just making more and more progress as we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you don't even have to say anything. It's just incredible. I think.
Yeah, we're always excited about it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of complexity, but whenever you start with a new subject and they realize that they can control this arm and that, in fact, this guy was the first person to ever get electricity put into his sensory cortex and report that it felt like he was being touched, that kind of stuff is just mind-blowing, and it's life-changing to just witness that and know that you were part of it.
Yeah.
And then seeing it go from like the super preclinical stages in my monkeys and then into an actual human, they were much more appreciative of it.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have someone who actually, wanted to do the study, and, it makes their life a little better. He's very happy when he gets to come into the lab.
Yeah.
And the way it advances, it seems like it's going really quickly, so I want to see what the next stage is.
Be really cool. Well, I think we have a video from Nathan, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a look at that.
Hey guys, I'm Nathan. Excited to be here on Pitt Tonight. I've been coming up here to Pittsburgh 3 days a week, driving about an hour and a half each way. It's been putting a lot of miles on my van, so I could really use a new one. So I made this GoFundMe page. It's gofundme.com/Nathan Copeland, or you can just search Nathan Copeland on it. Even if you can't donate, sharing around social media, it will be a huge help. Hopefully get the word out there and help me get a new van so I can keep doing all this cool science in Pittsburgh here.
Well, that's awesome. He has his GoFundMe page, as he said. So it's gofundme.com/Nathan Copeland to help him raise money for a new van. It sounds like his van is not in great shape at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little rusty. It could use some help. He's had the same one since he was first injured 10 years ago. He's put a lot of miles on it, and those things are expensive. So it would be very nice if he could get a little help getting the next one.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We have a lot more after this. When we get back, we'll be with Wizard and Konscious Kel. So check it out. We'll be back. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Eat an onion. Eat an onion.
No, guys.
Eat an onion.
Guys, I'm not even ready for this.
Eat an onion. Eat an onion. Eat an onion. Eat an onion.
Performing for you tonight are two up-and-coming rappers right here on Pitt. You can check out their latest releases on SoundCloud, performing their new hit single, Link Up.
Give it up for the Wizard and Konscious Kel!
Yo, what's up? I can't believe he ate that onion. That is nasty.
That's wild. You sir are a savage. I don't know how.
You couldn't even pay me to eat an onion, honestly. That's disgusting. Proud of you. All right, we're gonna go on a little adventure right now. It kind of sounds like Zelda, right?
Hey, beware of the rapper, tempest and storm. You know, March 27th, the star was born. Spit it so clean and so mean. You know I gotta spit it like a ravine. Yeah, I'm so deep, and then I'm gonna creep. And then, you know, her booty on fleek. And she got cheeks like Sandy Cheek. Hold up, yeah, I gotta take a peek. Yeah, conscious, yeah, we got the wizards. We spit it so cold, something like blizzard. Yeah, we got it like lizards, like a chameleon. And you know that they just feeling them, right with the flow. Gotta go like a croissant on the roll. Hey, and I got good cause you know the chocolate boobies. Yeah, we got it like Snooki.
Hey, I was born on 10/27, but I'm so lucky I feel like 7-11.
Hey,
link up, yeah, you know that we are TSG. Yeah, that is who we be. Spitting these rhymes, on the drop of a dime, at any time. But you know, we out here freestyling, cause I forgot the lyrics. But hey, I don't care, so let me hear it.
Hey,
link up, yeah, no, you gotta link up. We out here on a quest, it's time to drink up. TSG,
hey,
that's who we be. We were done the nights of Savage Street.
Hey,
ring, ring, telephone calls, ASAP mob. They are the guys, but not for long, cause me and my crew, we think it's time for something new. So we are gonna stage a coup d'etat. Oh my god, I'ma go up, I'ma go far. Oh my god, the beat drop. But hey, let's keep it going. Okay, now let me hear the crowd say, hey.
And I'm feeling jazzy, and you know I'm about to snap. I got my cap and Look at me all black with these naps and these sweats. Look at that wrist, look at that flick. She hope on that dick, just like a clip. Hold up, I pop it and go. I'm sorry if I got profane, but wait, it's okay. I do this all day. I spit it no way. I make it rain, just like it's weather. I got him shooting down like a Beretta. Hold up, wait, yeah, I set up the stage. Hey, they gonna know names. Yeah, we step up with the game. Yeah, like Konscious Kel, put it like hell. Hey,
it's time to link up. Yeah, we out here on a quest. Niggas, time to drink up.
Drink up, drink up.
TSG,
Hey,
that's who we be. We were Dawn, the nights of savagery.
savagery.
We out here on a quest. It's time to drink up.
Drink up, drink up.
Me and my niggas. It's time to link up.
Hey,
TSG, that's who we be. We were Dawn, the nights of savagery.
Woo.